It is time to have a little talk about the vehicle that was dropped off. This person has actually had an appointment for a few months, and to her I am very grateful for her patience, and I want to talk about the concern that she had and the other facilities, I believe, taking advantage of her because she is a female, and their inability to fix the problem which she brought it in for. All right, guys, let's go. All right, fellas, thanks so much for coming back and checking me out. I appreciate you guys every week. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. We have some diagnostic materials. We're going out to a 2016 F250 that has, I think, about 70,000 miles on it. Doesn't look like it's ever been really, touched on or repaired, I should say, other than the repairs that I don't think should have even been made. You guys remember this truck, old Debo? Debo's back. Got some trans fluid. Let's check that level. Let's check it. Swipe it one more time and then stick it back in. Swiping, sticking. Dual steel bodies right now. Thought we were gonna need a valve body on this guy. Okay, let's flip it. Let's flip it and look at it. Oh yeah, we good. All right, well, we can button up this one. This one, we're a little close. We'll figure that out here in a second. But let's sort of get in this thing. Let's see if I can just put the computer away. Debo, okay, we good. Let's put this up here. So I think really everybody needs to take what repair facilities tell them with a grain of salt, because in this situation, it may not be exactly what they tell you. To the silverness. Oh, baby red. Look at baby red. Baby red, just baby redden. Silver truck, silvering, check engine light, reduced power. Reduced power is what the customer said, but I did not see reduced power on the instrument cluster. Really, really weird. I'd never really experienced this issue with the truck, and especially on the instrument cluster. When I got in, ooh, look at that. I didn't have that, and I didn't have any compasses. This was ghosted out. When I went to settings to look at vehicle, I didn't even have any of this. I'm like, what is going on? I have a check engine light P207F, and the customer's complaint verified. It is in idle only mode. But what do we have accompanied on the instrument cluster idle only mode? This was not happening. All I had was 207F. I was almost having a breakdown because my internet went down, and then my scan tool went down, and I couldn't process while I had idle only mode, and I wasn't getting any idle only mode on the instrument cluster. Somebody had screwed this thing up. Now, she had been dealing with this code literally for over a year, and it's been sitting because she got tired of it and had to buy another truck, but has so much time and money invested in this, she has no other avenue but to fix it. And the inability for people to really diagnose P207F reductant quality performance. It does not mean that you have a reductant quality issue. Yes, if you have a P0303, that means you have a misfire on cylinder number 3. P207F Reductant quality performance does not mean you have a reductant quality problem. The PCM, the computer that runs the engine and monitors all the after treatment, is constantly monitoring the exhaust gas temperature sensors, the NOx sensors, whatever you have, either one or two, DPF pressure sensor, the PM sensor, the injector duty cycle for the reductant, the DEF. It looks at all of that, and if any of those numbers do not the exhaust gas temperatures, but the readings from the NOx sensors, if they do not jive, we get P207F, reductant quality performance. It thinks that there's something wrong with the DEF. Imagine that, because we're not meeting emissions. That's what happens when you guys keep driving these trucks and don't fix the check engine light. You get a check engine light. Then you get speed is going to be limited to 50 miles an hour in 50 miles. If you keep driving after the 50 miles, speed's going to be limited to idle only on the next key start. I wasn't getting any of that in the instrument cluster. WTF? What was going on? Well, being that this is going to drive me absolutely up the wall, I had to figure out first what was going on with the instrument cluster. The instrument cluster could not be reprogrammed. The instrument cluster, I switched over to Forescan and did a module reboot. Still did not fix it. I had to go back with IDS and redo the as-built data for the instrument cluster. Guess what? Everything came back. Everything that I showed you in the very beginning was no longer ghosted out. My temp came back, my compass came back, all the little gauge bubbles popped back. What happened? She said this was at a dealership and they gave up and wound up doing what she asked. She had been to 2 previous places and got this code, and they both said in the recommendations of those techs that they need to replace the whole DEF system, the tank, the pump, the guts, the line, and the injector. I verified all that stuff's brand new. But why did it have the DEFs? That's thousands of dollars that this customer had to spend because of 2 people who couldn't properly diagnose. And now it goes to the dealer. The dealership gave her a very hard time and a really snotty attitude because she had been to 2 different places and they didn't want to replace her reductant system. Well, they did, and the concern was still not fixed, and basically told her, hey, it's your problem, we didn't diagnose it. Are you serious? So, and mind you, this lady, I have no reason to not believe her. Everything she's telling me corresponds with everything that I'm finding with the vehicle. And when it came time for her to reach out to me, it was at the end of last year. And I told her that I was booked into February already, and she kind of wishes she would have made the appointment then, because now when she called me back in the beginning of this year, I was already into May. Very patient. Thank you so much. But now I get the vehicle and I have to piece this whole puzzle together. And I was very happy with at least getting the instrument cluster straightened out, because guess what now popped up? Reduced engine power, idle only mode. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Now, you all know the procedure in which you have to perform to get the vehicle out of idle only. You have to sit in the seat with your legs crossed, arms crossed, fingers crossed, toes crossed, eyes crossed, and hope that you exit the idle only mode. It took me 3 times. I could not get it the first time. I could not get it the second time. The third time, I had a divine intervention that succeeded in my removal of this vehicle from idle only mode. I was then able to fully grasp what this truck was doing. And I want to share that with you because I think a lot of you guys might be up Schitt's Creek when you get this code, especially if you're trying to diagnose it yourself and or if you're bringing it to somebody else, because I'm going to tell you right now, your reductant system does not need to be replaced unless you have verified that it is contaminated, which I have had before. But just because you get the reductant quality code does not mean your reductant is contaminated, people. One of the first things that we have to do is when we hook up to these vehicles, we have to monitor mode 6 data. Now, mode 6 data is a lot of stuff that has been stored in the PCM and kind of gives us an eye into what possibly could be happening. So again, this is a 2016. I'm going to pull it up. You can see that right here. And we're going to go to mode 6. And before I cleared codes, I wanted to get this value, because if you clear codes, you're not going to get your onboard test results, which is really, really important. So check engine lights on, no more reduced power. That isn't activated yet. We'll talk about that. But I needed a baseline, and I needed to go and monitor my NCC EPID, my NOx catalyst conversion efficiency. When I started, okay, it was supposed to be 0.9 is the highest and 0.6 was the lowest. I was at 0.53, okay? Now, one of the biggest things that you use mode 6 for, the NCC EPID for, is to kind of create a baseline, because I need to know how it failed, okay? Do we have a vehicle that is not being driven in a manner that is going to be conducive to proper NOx catalyst conversions? We need a steady state driving for this to populate. This is a very good piece of information. I don't know if your guys' scan tools are going to have this available to view. So with that being 5.3, I'm like, okay, let me go back up to here. Let me go to data logger. Let me go to modules. We're going to go down to PCM. Thank you, BFT. I love you. Thing is just working freaking awesome. We're going to come down, We're going to come down here and going to clear all our PIDs. EGT 14, 13, 12. The temp, we're going to come down to NOx. Where's my N? NOx 1, 1, 2. I want injector duty cycle, tank temp, tank pressure, tank level. Gotta verify that everything is full. Now watch this. This is what I was doing. Now we've been sitting here and it's been idling. Watch this. When this gets 190, watch what happens to our tank PSI. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can watch that together. Watch the temp of 1.2. This is how we get it out of idle only mode. We have to raise the RPM up in order for us to get that 190 meant. Check it out, watch what it does. Cab chassis is going to be a different sensor, 1.3. Okay, watch as soon as it hits 190, watch our pressure down here, reductant tank pressure. Watch it. Watch it, watch it. 190, okay, I'm going to back off now. Here it comes. Our tank pressure is going to go all the way up to 72 PSI. There it goes. Check it out. So this was important when doing the idle only selective catalyst reduction procedure. But one of the things I was noticing as I was driving, the NOx sensors, at least one of them, wasn't reading correctly.
Princess.
Oh, thank you. All right, here we go. Back in the truck. I'm gonna let Junior drive. I want you guys to pay attention to this NOx so that if you are monitoring this with your scan tool on a route, you guys know what the hell you're looking at. The biggest thing, if you have a check engine light and a 207F, I want you guys to pull up your scan tool and monitor this stuff right here. If you're not in idle only mode, then you're not going to have to get it out of idle only mode, which is going to save you a freaking step. So that is going to be key. What we do need is heat. Ooh, this is going to be bouncing all around. Heat is going to be giving us and waking up our NOx sensors. So as soon as we get here on the road, we're just fighting this lovely drive. Okay, let's watch our NOx sensors come up. Let's see what we get here. Okay, we got one online, NOx 11. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, this is jumping around so much. I'm trying to keep it steady. We got 1800. That's not going to be a value we're going to pay attention to yet. We need to get the EGTs up to temp, which is then going to be getting our NOx sensors up to temp. All right, we got a good pull. Okay, I like it. He didn't put it to the floor. He just gave me like 60% throttle. We're at 400 degrees. We're at 400 degrees. Juvie! Okay, still don't have no reading from NOx 12. NOx 12 is at the end. It's going to be a minute before it heats up. This is real important. We need to verify that our cat's working. This is the one before. This is the one after. We always have to have our 1.1 should always be higher than our 1.2. We have dirty, nasty exhaust. We have clean, O2 friendly exhaust, or friendlier. It should not be as dirty as the front. So, gosh, you guys are gonna hate this video. I apologize. I wish I had a tripod that hooked to the computer that didn't bounce around. Okay, red light. Anything pulling up yet? Nothing. 336, 437, 300, 300. What do we got down here? Still good, still good. All right, we're waiting for that. We're waiting for that 1.2 to be coming up any minute. I think when we make this turn, NOx 12 might come back alive. I like that NOx 11. I know that's dirty, but that part per million is looking really good. All right, we're turning. We're floating. See if we can float. Okay, 1.2's online. All right, now when we take our reading, now that this is warmed up, we want just steady driving. We're not hammering the accelerator. We're just being okay. 449. Okay. Check it. Okay, we gotta get it stabilized. Steady state driving. Okay, good values. I like the way these are looking. Probably hit it up to 50 really quick, and then back off of it. Just keep it at 50. Okay, I like the way this is looking. See how our NOx 12 is staying lower than our 1.1. We're coming to a decel, so we can't use this as correct data. Just bear with me, guys. I'm sorry that this is so bouncy. I'm really trying to keep this level. Okay, what are we working with? We got green light. All right, get up to 50 and just hold it there. Yep, hammer down on it. Hammer down. Get me up to 50 so we have a good distance to be at 50. Okay, get that exhaust flow through the DPF. Okay, I would be using these readings right now to condemn NOx 11 or 12 or the cat. Look at those readings right there. This sucks. Look at those readings. That is just freaking splendid. Freaking splendid. Now you guys know what the correct numbers look like. What if I were to tell you NOx 12 was staying at 450 the whole time? NOx 12 wasn't moving. NOx 2 was staying consistent with what I would expect a high-level 1.1 to read when it was dirty. Very interesting. Very interesting. Guess what I did? I replaced the Knox 1.2 sensor. It did fight me. We did have to clean the threads up in the bung because it did pull the threads out, but we had a O2 sensor bung thread chaser and cleaned that up, put the new rear Knox sensor in, and these are the readings that we started to get. Now, one of the other things I did do was turn on OCR. OCR was indicating that the filter was at 45%. And after we got done verifying our repair, guess where mode 6 went? So instead of the 53 it was at, I just verified my repair. My Knox NCCE PID now updated, and it is in good value. I would expect this to, well, let me repopulate this since we just drove. Let's see if it changed. Probably not, we didn't drive it long enough. But that right there is a definite way to see if you had your repair fixed, because NCCE is going to update to a better number if you repaired it. So being on this side, we're now back in range. Exhaust filter 0%. Now we're going to call the customer and let them know that the truck is fixed, that the proper way to have had this conducted was to replace that rear Knox sensor and not waste the time with the reduction system. Was there something wrong with it? It very well could have been. Could I have verified that? No. However, when you guys do bring me the vehicles, at least make sure that whoever is going to be fixing it is going to be a reputable repair facility. At least you would have thought the dealership would have did that. If they have no luck, by all means, I'd request you guys to, no, yeah, your parking skills. We got to work on dude's parking skills. What if this parking spot wasn't here? That's cheating. He just cheated. Hey, don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Now I'm in this seat, and I will tell you what, it feels mighty weird being in this seat. I will tell you that. Trying to bring up the next generation to be better, to do better, and fix these trucks right, because I'm not going to be fixing these trucks forever, and I need to know when I'm gone that everybody is taken care of. And if you are wanting to get into the shop, let us know in the beginning of this video. Email and phone number are up at the top. powerstroke.trucktech@gmail.com, 947-900-1115. I'd love to get you in. I'd love to make your 6.7 great again and give you no hassle and straight to the point. That's how I roll. Remember to like, comment, sub, share, and I'll catch you guys all next time. See you.